Hello and welcome to Cutting to the Ball in the post-truth apocalypse. I'm Ben and this week I'm hanging out with Gaz.
Hello.
And Mike.
Hello.
Today we are talking about the Tyrant King of Clipperton Island, and if you haven't heard of this, don't worry, because neither had I.
Where's Clipperton Island?
It's in the Pacific somewhere, isn't it?
It's off the coast of Mexico.
Oh, it sounds like really British, doesn't it?
Eastern
Island.
Well, it was founded by Brit, yeah.
There you go.
Well, either way, Gaz, are you getting this feeling that Mike is really fond of people getting stranded? The idea of people getting stranded on islands and then having a tyrannical dictator rule them, because this is like 3 or 4 now, where island stories where it's people dying horribly on an island.
He's trying to prove to us how leaders are bad and it's some communist thing.
They had dictators too.
Always some underhand.
I'm joking.
But every communist leader's a dictator.
Well, they're both, aren't they?
Is this some kind of reverse psychology
political.
where Mike's not in for dictatorship of
Well, Mutiny on the Batavi did really well. I'm just giving the people what they want.
I think you
That was one of my favourites.
I think you got stuck on an island as a child and something
Past
went
life,
down.
maybe.
Ah, there you go, past life.
When you went on holiday, did the plane ever crash?
And everyone had to chip in and have the same as each other.
No, I became a Tyrant King and all the people.
Fair enough. Right, so what?
Well, we've got to thank some new and returning listeners. Follow us on Facebook at Cutting to the Ball in the Post-Truth Apocalypse, YouTube is Apocalypse Ball, SoundCloud, Spotify, all your other podcasting platforms, Cutting to the Ball in the PTA, where's our star on the list? Ashburn in America, Christchurch in New Zealand, Zamora in Mexico.
Sorry, this one might be relevant to you. You might know this one already.
What's
Been
that?
in Mexico. That's where Clipperton Island is, off the coast of Mexico.
Ah.
The listener, or he or she from Zamora, might know of this tale.
Well, they're pre-cognitive. They knew this episode was coming.
Maybe. Olympia, Denver in the US, Amsterdam, Phoenix in the US, Telford, our hometown, Vigo in Spain, Klemitsky in the Ukraine, Freiburg in Breisgau in Germany, Bullhead City, I like that, in the US, Kempton Bluffs, Bournemouth and Stirling in the US, Dublin in Ireland, Guadalajara, Spain, Falkenstein in Germany, and Chicago in the US. Thanks for listening, we are worldwide.
Yep.
Whoop, whoop.
We're a global phenomenon at this point.
Well,
That's what I'm going with. So, if you haven't heard of Clipperton Island, you are not alone. Clipperton Island is an uninhabited coral atoll located in the eastern Pacific Ocean.
it is beautiful, actually.
Is it?
Yeah, I'll show you a video of it.
You think it's paradise? Clipperton
Well,
Island?
in the
we've watched
traditional sense,
looked at some pictures.
Paradise Island, isn't it?
It looks like if you were writing a story and you were like, imagine paradise, that's what someone would imagine, wouldn't it? A tropical island.
Yeah.
But as I said, to me it's not paradise as there's no pub, no Tesco, no shop,
Other shops are available.
no electric. Yeah, I don't even use Tesco anymore, it's Aldi, there's no Aldi. So, fuck.
Well, you have to fish and hunt yourself.
Oh, I'm dead.
Is there anything to hunt on this island?
I think there may be some pigs,
Well, like I said, what am I supposed to do with the
seabirds, fish,
Well, again, I'm fucked, I'm dead.
crabs.
If
I
it
think
doesn't
crabs are
cook,
poisonous.
if it doesn't come pre-packaged and half cooked, so I can just warm it in the oven, let's say I find a recently dead pig, like literally just died in front of me 2 minutes ago from some, I don't know, a rock fell on it. Oh look, dead pig. What the fuck am I going to do with that? I know in my head what you're supposed to do. Skin it, gut it, hang it, fucking all the butchery. I don't know butchery, I'm not capable, I'm a fanny. I didn't do scouts.
You didn't get taught that in Scouts, mate.
Well, I didn't do any of I didn't go to the army.
You get taught it in the army.
This island is not paradise to me. There are men out there listening to this going, and I know they'd be fine. They'd fashion some sort of killing weapon out of what's available to them, and they would kill and they would butcher and they would make a fire and they would eat well. I would wither and die on a rock screaming into the abyss.
The empty ocean.
You can always hit the moss on the rocks, that'll keep you going.
You can lick the moss.
Licking that would just prolong it. No, I'll be like splayed like an angel on the rocks, just as the vultures eat my guts. Oh,
They'll eat your eyes first.
thank fuck. At least I can't watch them eating me guts.
All the soft jelly bits go first, so your lips and your eyes will go first.
So it's fair to say you wouldn't want to be stranded on this island then?
No!
It's not my idea of fun. Well, who did?
Well, this desolate patch of coral is only 3.4 square miles, or 8.9 squared kilometres, if you're into that, in size, and is located 6,634 miles, or 10,677 kilometres from Paris, France. It's 5,400 kilometres, or 2,900 miles from Tahiti, 580 miles, nautical miles, or 1,080 kilometres from Mexico. It is a ring-shaped atoll surrounding a stagnant freshwater lagoon, and is the only coral island in the eastern Pacific. I don't know if it's the Pacific.
Yeah. Just looking at a map so I can envisage where it is in the world.
The lagoon is devoid of fish, and the lagoon's water is considered, oh Mike, how do I say that? Eutrophic, I think. Eutrophic?
Oh, it's miles away from
I don't know what
like,
it means though. Yeah.
it's like right in the middle of nowhere on its own.
Yeah. 580 miles from land, yeah.
Jesus, yeah. Looking at it on a map, you can actually it's fucking.
It's
miles
very
from,
remote.
Yeah, Jesus. Oh God, what horror happened here?
Now, that eutrophication, it means that there's loads of nutrients accumulated in the body of water, resulting in increased growth of microorganisms that may deplete the oxygen in the water. So I'm assuming that's not good.
Not for the things that live in there that need oxygen, I imagine.
The water has nutrients like phosphorus and nitrogen, which leads to thick green algae blooms. Describes a scab of an island. And while that might sound harsh, it accurately describes this vile heap of coral.
Why is it vile?
This is a bit harsh, doesn't it?
It does.
Historicmysteries.com. Been a bit. Yeah.
Yeah, you went in a bit on it there.
Yeah. What's this island never done to you? You know, if you were to put electricity and an house on there, I'm sure it'd be lovely.
Oh, you'd have coconuts to live on.
Oh.
Well, there you
We're
go.
getting them.
It's going to stink. Bright orange Clipperton crabs are the island's primary residents, and marine birds. You know what the marine birds do, don't they? It's going to be guano.
There's a lot of guano.
A lot of guano. And the island has been coveted by the French, the Mexicans, the Americans, and the British, obviously, for its ideal strategic location for naval warfare and the guano.
What do people do with guano?
Fertilisers helps things grow really fast and well. And
Okay.
yeah.
Once the rainy season ends in October, Clipperton Island is said to smell strongly like ammonia from the large amount of bat, marine bird, and seal excrement that covers the entire atoll.
Okay, maybe not a paradise.
No.
That's what the bottom of the cat's litter tray smells like.
It's believed the island was initially discovered in the 1520s by the Spanish conquistador Hernan Cortes. I love Hernan Cortes in a way, you know. There's audacity.
I don't know a lot about him, to be fair.
Turned up on the coast of Mexico with 150 guys.
Where's he from?
Spain.
East of Spain.
Right, should have been
Fought a
obvious.
few sort of, you know, Aztec guys.
Mm.
Fought a few of them. Beat them. They joined his side. Ended up building this army of Spanish conquistadors, conquerors, dudes in muskets and armour and horses, and just took out 100,000 Aztec soldiers that they could throw at him. Conquered it. Sent all the gold home. All went a bit tits up at one point, and he pulled it back. Audacity.
Was helped by disease, though, wasn't he? That killed off most of the indigenous population.
Yeah, but he still defeated a lot of them in battle with like being outnumbered like 100 to 1.
Yeah, but they were armed with sharp fruit.
And they,
No, mate, they had
they'd
fucking.
just given them
Oh,
a-
No,
they did, yeah.
they had clubs with flint around there. They were fucking lethal. They were warrior people, but they didn't have muskets and cavalry and steel. That was the issue. But audacity is the word that describes that man.
testicular fortitude.
And we might do an episode on it one day. We might do a history episode on Hernan Cortes.
How do you spell conquistadors?
CONQUISTADOR.
Right. I'm sure the last time they came up on the show, this exact same thing happened, but do either of you remember these guys from WWF?
No.
The Conquistadors.
No, I don't.
They were like the jobber bullshit tag team. Just two blokes dressed head to toe in gold. who got battered, and
They look shit.
they were called the Conquistadors.
They
They're nothing like conquistadors.
no,
I think it was just Vince shitting on Mexicans.
and they're doing Nazi salutes.
No, they're not. Sorry.
Or it could have been the Portuguese explorer Ferdinand Magellan. Whoever it was left well alone until it was rediscovered in 1711 by the French, who claimed ownership of the soil. In 1825, an American sea captain named Benjamin Morrill made the first recorded landing on the island and reported on the vegetation or lack of thereof.
So the others claimed it without landing on it then?
Yeah.
Dicks, you can't do that.
Got to plant the flag, haven't you?
So they went past it, went, ours now.
Yeah.
Oh, this fucker had the balls to land on it. So yeah, sorry.
Then the island was renamed Clipperton Island after the British pirate and privateer John Clipperton.
Hey.
Once Mexico gained independence in 1821, they took possession of the island from Spain. French Emperor Napoleon III annexed Clipperton Island as part of the French colony of Tahiti in 1856. Yes, there were 3 Napoleons.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Napoleon III was the worst one.
I had no idea that there was 3 Napoleons. So which one is it that there's always films about?
The first one.
I watched an old 70s Napoleon film with my dad.
Is it the Battle of Waterloo?
Might have been. It was massive. It looked like it cost millions.
Filmed in Russia. Then they use the style I love,
Loads.
where they don't do special effects. They just go, we're going to dress 10,000 dudes up in uniforms.
Literally, I was sat there like, Jesus Christ, this must have cost. Man, it literally looks like actual armies inside of a field.
It's a really good
Shooting.
war movie.
I watched a bit of it, but yeah, my dad was doing it.
But it was made in Russia by the Russians with Western actors as a thing for them to say, look, we can do films too.
Oh, okay. Yes, I was definitely impressed by the budget, but there you go. I didn't quite follow the story. I still don't know what's going on.
They just got a load of Russian conscripts, Russian
Oh,
army soldiers to
prisoners,
play all
yeah.
the soldiers. Like, hey, you're a redcoat now.
Yeah. Well, so where do we get to?
Well, in 1892, the US then claimed it under the US Guano Islands Act and began mining the guano on the island in 1895 with a crew of 25 men. At the time, guano was the hot new thing, an incredible fertiliser everybody wanted. God, look at that cliff.
Is that why Ace Ventura was so?
Mm.
You know that bit, don't you? Guano.
Yeah.
I used to love them films. But, so.
Well, the American miners were evicted from the island in 1897, and Mexico established a military colony and a lighthouse on the island in 1906, taking control officially. Mexican President Porfirio Diaz sent 100 men, women and children to live on Clipperton Island and assigned Captain Ramon Arnaud as the governor of the island.
Oh, go and live in shit island, 500 miles from the coast, for fuck's sake.
He'd been a deserter from the army, Captain Ramon Arnaud, and he was being sent there as punishment. I wonder what the other 100 people had done. Now, every 2 months, a ship with food and supplies...
Sorry, but to interrupt, but that paragraph title is pretty fucking awesome.
Hell in Paradise. Hell in Paradise!
Yeah. I think I can see what's coming. I love it.
Well, so for the first 2 months, it seems alright, because every 2 months you're getting a ship from Mexico with food and supplies. But back in Mexico, at the time, the country was going through a revolution that lasted from 1910 to 1920.
Shit.
And Clipperton Island was safe and removed from the turmoil in the country. But at some point, the political situation became quite serious, and the government forgot about their citizens on Clipperton Island.
Oh no.
The supply ships on which the islanders were entirely dependent stopped arriving.
Oh fuck.
Yeah.
No one knows they're there.
Everyone just forgot about them. Like, hey, we need that ship to do war stuff. Sorry.
I cannot express. If you're listening and you haven't, just stop now. Google it. Look, 'cause it blew my mind when you see how because when you say 500 miles, you can try and envision that in your mind. When you actually look at the map, this tiny speck is miles away.
Yep.
It's mental. It's completely on its own.
I still bet you it's going to take, if it's every 2 months a ship turns up, I bet it's taking a month to best part of a month to sail there.
Fucking mental.
1910, 1920, I mean, it's coal power.
It's a tiny speck.
500 miles. Took a week to get across the Atlantic, and that's 1,500.
Fucking hell. I'm just saying, it's terrifying even just thinking about that to me. The length of that ocean between you and the mainland. That's too much. It's not like the Isle of Man, is it?
No, not at all.
Oh, that's horrific to me. That's terrifying.
And the only thing that you're relying on are these shipments coming every 2 months.
You can't grow anything there, can you? It's literally a rock.
Yeah.
Isn't it? It's a rock.
Well, there's
coral,
beaches as well.
But it's...
Yeah, you can't grow anything on a beach.
No, yeah.
Then it's like a rock sticking up out the sea, isn't it? It's like...
And a stagnant lagoon in the middle.
What are you going to grow?
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
Well, Captain Arnold realised that whatever he needed to do, whatever he could as the governor, to help many of the other Clipperton Islanders survive for as long as possible on a hunk of coral that could not be cultivated. The small number of coconuts that grew on the island was given to the women and children, 1 coconut a week.
Wow.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
I'm going to be buff. On that diet.
The islanders had to resort to eating eggs from the seabirds that had created a nest on the island and catching the crabs that ruled the atoll. Fishing was almost impossible because the fish would swim just beyond the island and weren't close enough to catch in a net. And they began to suffer from scurvy and rickets due to vitamin deficiencies, and people starved to death.
Oh, God.
The situation on Clipperton Island only went from bad to worse.
I thought they had pigs, but obviously not.
Captain Arnaud claimed to have seen a ship on the horizon, and he and the remaining men alive on the island hopped into a small boat and set out to sea to sail towards a ship, or row towards a ship more than likely.
Yeah.
There are 2 different stories of what happened next. The first was as the men paddled towards a ship, Captain Arnaud saw they realised there was no ship. Whether he'd hallucinated from malnutrition or was mistaken, it didn't matter to the men in the rowboat. They attacked Arnaud and the boat capsized and all aboard drowned.
Probably most likely.
Yeah. What you mean there's no fucking boat? It's you fucking prick.
We use the last of our energy.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
The second story is that the remaining men and Captain Arnaud tried to sail to the ship in the distance, but the breakers of the Pacific were too strong for the weakened men to fight against to clear. The boat crashed into the coral reef and everybody on board died.
Well, that's just as realistic, isn't it?
Yeah. There's not much in it, really.
Either way, everyone on board died. Oh, God.
Regardless of the truth, only 15 women and 1 man, the lighthouse keeper, left on the island.
What a lucky bastard.
Wow. Yeah.
As if the universe was testing the strength of the islanders, the tiny scrap of coral was then hit by tropical storms and there was damage to the makeshift structures on the island. Well, with Arnaud dead, the lighthouse keeper, Victorio Alvarez, declared himself the king of Clipperton Island.
And because of his isolation, of course, the lighthouse, he'd gone mad.
Oh, no. I would have just concerned myself with trying to sleep with all of them.
Yeah.
That would have kept me sane.
Well, in the
Well, he did try and sleep with all of them, but not...
Nobody wanted to.
Wow.
Oh.
They didn't have much choice.
Surprisingly,
Oh,
no one was really in the mood.
Oh, God. I'd have got them there, Ben. With a song
They're
bit
dying
of
of starvation. There's a last thing on their minds.
Do it one last time. Sorry. Let's go
A
too
tropical
far.
storm has just destroyed all the houses.
homes.
Yeah.
Before the lighthouse is probably the only thing left. It would have been made of brick, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
It would still be on my mind.
I'm not saying it wouldn't have been on my mind, but at the same time I am starving.
Yeah, it's true.
In the 19th century, there was a high frequency of madness and suicide amongst lighthouse keepers due to the never-ending solitude and demands of the job.
Has anyone ever seen the film The Lighthouse?
No.
The black and white one with Willem Dafoe and Robert Pattinson.
Christ. Oh, yeah. Let's put it on. I'll go get the popcorn, mate.
Very interesting, disturbing film.
Fucking hell. I don't like disturbing films anymore. Again, if I was 20 or 25, I'm watching that with you. But these days, I can't let anything disturbing in my head.
Oh, right.
My head's already too disturbed as it is, mate.
Probably best to skip that one then.
Yeah. Is that why you won't watch Threads
Does he
again?
go, let me guess, does he go mental and bum him to death?
There is a lot of repressed homosexuality.
Well, I knew there was going to be bumming.
There's no bumming though.
Oh. Two blokes go mad in a lighthouse.
There's a mermaid.
Oh God.
Well, that's something.
Does anyone,
Some tentacled beast.
does she, suck anyone off?
No, it's not a porno, guys.
No, it could be
Right.
toned. Okay.
No.
Sorry. Well, I'll put it on the list.
Probably best not.
Well, the mad king of Clipperton Island collected all of the weapons on the island, save one gun for himself, and threw them all into the sea. He then announced that the women on the island belonged to him and were there to serve him and his needs.
My man.
Alvarez would then Alvarez would then rape the women and teenage girls on the island and turn the children into enslaved people to do his bidding.
What was there to do?
Well, I don't know. Farm the guano.
Clean the rock. It's a shame can't eat guano.
Yeah.
They'd have been alright.
I bet they fucking tried.
Oh.
I wouldn't.
That's why
I
some of
just-
them died.
Eating bird shit. Come
That's
on.
why some of them died.
Well, you know what I'd do? I'd climb to the biggest rock on the island. Just throw myself off.
Well, there was guns at that before that.
Oh, there was guns on the island.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
fuck, well, you know what I'm doing? Oh, I'm fucking sucking the end of one of them guns, man. Oh, man. No way am I going for any of this.
There were until he took them all and then kept one for himself.
Chucked him in the sea. I'd swim after him. I'd have gone to the bottom. Or just drowned on the mission to try and get one. There
No.
you go. Problem solved.
Well, the
No
women.
way am I staying.
Well, you'd have been on the boat, wouldn't you?
That's a good. Or would I, Ben? Or would I have had a very bad leg?
That day. Oh, I've hurt my arm. I can't row.
Sprained my wrist.
Yeah.
Sorry,
wanking.
lads. I'm going to stay with all your birds.
I'll stay here.
I'll stay here with all the ladies. You go get the ship, and I'd be thinking, because I'd have believed in the ship, wouldn't I? Right, I've got a few hours now to get into a few of these, but then the news comes that they're all dead.
Yeah.
Now I've got to just take out that cunt in the lighthouse, haven't I?
You have.
Down, 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 down.
What, you acquire the skills of a highly trained MI6 agent?
I'm still me. I'm from Mexico, but I'm me. And somehow I know about.
So you're Gazinium.
Yeah. I'm just saying that'd be my plan. That didn't go. It didn't happen, did it?
No.
Oh God! What did he do next? This
Well-
evil. It's so mad, isn't it? How somebody just instantly. You knew this was going to. The second you told me. And one man survived and there was 15 emancipated women. I fucking knew this cunt was going to turn into King fucking evil twat.
It's pretty obvious, wasn't
Yeah.
it?
They can't help themselves, can they? So what's happened, Ben? What's he done?
After he had forcible sex with the women and turned the children into slaves, the women and children were weak, starving, terrified, and were tortured non-stop by the king of Clipperton Island.
What?
When someone did not follow his orders, Alvarez would make an example of that person by beating them to death or shooting them with his gun. And this brutality lasted 3 years.
Can you imagine it?
Jesus Christ.
What a fucking nightmare. Poor fucking women, man.
Evil bastard.
Things finally came to a head when two of the women on the island, one being Captain Arnaud's widow, Alicia, went to the lighthouse. The king of Clipperton Island had demanded their presence, but when the women arrived, they attacked him, so he's going for a threesome, is he?
Yeah. He thinks he's got boom, chicka, wow, but they're like, no, motherfucker.
Well, apparently he'd gone through all the women apart from her.
The
This-
captain.
I think she was considered possibly the
Prize.
lead. And
The union
lead-
boss.
The leader of the women.
Well,
really.
she was the captain's ex, so
Yeah.
yeah, by association, I suppose, yeah.
He's a captain also, I guess. He's a captain. She's higher class than the rest in his time.
Possibly
you know?
better educated, whatever.
Maybe.
But
But whatever happened anyway, it was a step too far.
Yeah. They
how did they
attacked
kill
him
him? Do we know?
with a
Yep.
hammer and a knife.
Yes!
And then they left his remains on shore to be eaten by the crabs.
Yes!
Nice.
Yes!
While
That's
this
so good.
Yeah. While this victory was a relief to the few survivors on the island, they were still stranded and starving. That wasn't until a miracle occurred.
What happened?
In 1917, not long after the king of Clipperton Island was defeated, the islanders saw a ship in the distance.
Oh, not again.
And unlike this ship, that ship, that Captain Arnaud saw, This ship was real. The US Navy gunship Yorktown was patrolling the waters near the island and saw the women and children on the island that they thought was uninhabited. The Yorktown's commander, H.P. Peril, what a fucking name!
I wouldn't get on his shit.
Captain Peril.
Oh no! What a shit name, Captain Peril. We should look up his military career, I bet he fucking went down. Oh Lord.
The Yorktown's commander, H.P. Peril, demanded a boat head out to rescue the people on Clipperton Island, and Lieutenant, I'm saying it Lieutenant, not Lieutenant.
I have no idea which is which, so I apologise.
We say Lieutenant, the Americans say Lieutenant.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're the older military, so we get dibs.
Alright, fair enough.
But it's their military, so it should be Lieutenant.
I don't care with the older ones. And several men came ashore to take the emaciated women and children back to the ship. Alicia Arnaud told the ship's crew what had happened, and they were horrified. Although Lieutenant Kerr wrote the official report of the Clipperton Island rescue, he never mentioned the King of Clipperton Island or his murders. The men on the Yorktown collected a small fund to give the survivors to help them start new lives on mainland Mexico, and the actions of the Navy sailors so moved the locals that a large party was thrown for the 11 survivors and the hero sailors. The survivors were rough for the wear and looked far older than they were. So Captain Peril initially believed Alicia Arnaud was in her 40s and was in disbelief when he learned she was only 29.
Fuck yeah.
I've been through a bit, hasn't she?
She had a rough paper round.
The other female survivors were younger than she was. 9 years on a guano-covered island, starving, sick and tortured, had taken a significant toll on the survivors.
No shit.
I know, yeah.
Fuck me, what a story.
Yeah.
It's a doozy, innit? But at least, you know, at least they got back alright.
What is it with you and people being ill-treated on islands, Mike?
I told you I was giving them...
Did your plane, when you went on holiday, did your plane crash somewhere and you were stuck on an island? Is it a repressed memory?
Do you like the movie Alive?
I do.
Yeah.
What
I saw that when I was
about,
younger.
what about Castaway?
I love that film.
That's a good film.
Yeah.
Very
Well,
good film. You got to admire the fact that he filmed half of it when he was fat. Then they stopped and he starved himself for like a year.
yeah.
Then filmed the rest. So I remember watching that at the cinema. I was like, "Holy fuck, he's actually skinny."
Yeah.
Because this is before, you know, well there was CGI, but you know what I mean, not to that fucking level.
No.
I was like, holy fuck, he's skinny.
So
and Wilson, I loved Wilson.
So did he get fat first and lose the weight, or get skinny first and gain the weight?
No, they did it that way.
I'd have rather got skinny first and then just gorged myself.
Yeah, awesome. But you've still got to do it at the end.
Yeah.
You're not going to stay that skinny. But back, anyway, Clipperton, fucking hell. I cannot believe that just some clerical error, some fucker forgot, like, because a war kicked off.
Yeah.
Forgot to send them. Oh yeah, we've got to look after that colony we set up. The what? Where? I bet you can't even see that for them.
They're probably all dead now.
You can't see it. It's like so far away.
So they're probably all dead now. We need that shit for something else.
And that fucker taking over the lighthouse. Well, good on them for hammering and knifing him to death. And I like the little touch of feeding him to the crabs.
Yeah, that's a nice touch. That is
you
a
know,
nice
they're
touch.
the true rulers of the island.
I'd be a lighthouse keeper if there was Wi-Fi.
Mate, like I said, if you could give me all the mod cons, and yeah, I'd stay there forever if there was a Tesco. And I didn't have to...
Well, your Tesco would be the ship that comes every 2 months to...
Yeah, but I want the ship to come, Mike, and supply the little shop. So I could just walk into the little shop and go...
You want someone working minimum wage as well behind the counter?
Yeah. And they get to live in like a cave. And I've got a lighthouse.
What do you mean you've got no peas?
Look, if there's tropical storms, I'll let them in the ice house. In the lighthouse, fucking hell, I'm not serving myself. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, don't die in your cave, come in when there's a storm.
It just sounds like you'd ended up with a Tyrant King.
I'm not raping no one, I just want him to serve me my frozen peas.
He wants his own man Friday, basically.
No, they ain't got to do shit, just run the Tesco. There's worse jobs. We're in paradise, dickhead. You know, just run my little Tesco so I can come in and buy the shit what I
You
need.
do-
I'll cook everything myself. He can eat the guano and the...
But I don't think it's going to make a very good financial investment from Tesco's point of view, is it?
Well, it doesn't have to be called Tesco, you know. It can be... I'm just saying.
Tescoina.
They have a
Tescosina.
They have
Tescos.
a human right in this modern world to build me my mod cons. There'll be disabled ramps as well
Oh, well, that makes it all better, does it?
for when I get mongy.
I wouldn't fancy a ramp all the way up the fucking to the top of the lighthouse.
You know I'll drown in the lagoon.
He's falling.
It's because the bloke at Tesco was too scared to stop serving me. Because
I want more beer. I'm asleep in the cave. Give me more beer.
all the beer's gone. Where's the vodka? But you said never the vodka. I want it. Yes, I'll drown in the lagoon, and the whole thing will be a terrible mistake. But at least no one got raped.
Yeah.
There is that.
What a story. They should make a film of that. No, they shouldn't.
No.
mean, Jesus, who'd want to watch that? Just people slowly starving.
Ironically, we won't make a film of it, but yet we'll do a podcast on it.
Should we play hopscotch again? I would, but my leg will fucking snap. Let's just stare at the lagoon again. What are you doing tonight? Staring at the lagoon. Do you know what? I've had this mad thought. Why don't we turn around and stare at the sea? Are you mental? Not on a Thursday.
Are the crabs poisonous or can you eat them? There's got to be a reason they didn't eat the crabs.
They must
hasn't
have been eating the crabs, because how the fuck did they survive for 3 years? They couldn't have just ate coconuts.
No.
Birds and birds' eggs.
Oh yeah, there was eggs. They must have fried the eggs somehow, boiled them maybe. Maybe they...
Well, they still make fire, still fried egg.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, fire, you know. But yeah.
Well, there's no way I would have been on that ship in the first place when I sent
no.
100 people over. Like, no.
Why? Because it's not even a nice island, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, there's a beach round it, a lagoon in the middle. The rest is rock. Literal prehistoric rock.
Yeah.
Like, there's nowhere nice to... I'd love to have seen the shacks and things they've built. So I bet it'd be nice to go and, yeah, I'll do 2 weeks there. Do you know what I mean? 2 weeks would be beautiful, but fuck it. Oh, let's go start a colony. No.
It's a money maker, isn't it? You know, all that guano, all that fertiliser. It's a money maker. You're selling that, so dump 100 people there, send them a supply ship. The problem is the supply ship stop coming in.
Yeah.
Right, we have some fucked up facts to finish on. I've got a fact. It's not that fucked up.
Go on then.
You know salutes. You salute in the military, don't you?
You've got to get the right one or you'll bollock me.
Well, you do that if you're British with the palm facing out. If you're American, you do that. It came from knights because of medieval Europe.
Right.
So if you're a knight and you're ready for battle, you have your visor down. But if you meet another knight who you know, you lift the visor.
Oh, okay.
So your hand comes up with it. And then when everyone started wearing hats...
So you don't just get your cock out.
No, that's too much. Your cock's enclosed. You know, you've got that steel codpiece on, mate. And then obviously everyone went to hats, so it was like lifting the hat, and then hats got bigger, so you started touching the brim, and eventually, because it just turned into a hand up as if to say I'm tipping the cap.
When
There
did
you
it
go.
turn into
When did it turn into the Rimmer salute? When Arnold Rimmer invented it, of course. Obviously the Romans used to throw their arm in the air.
well, the Roman salute's in the news at the moment, but we won't discuss that. AOC. God, I can't believe it. Can't believe all the pictures of a filthy Nazi.
And Superman.
Oh,
Every time he flies,
He's
he's
always been a fascist though, hasn't
he
he?
clearly has.
No, but if you think about it, the ultimate power that Superman has, and he decides who gets saved and who, you know, he cannot help by his very nature but become inherently fascist. Who decides he works for America? He works for the American government, does he?
So saving Americans.
Why does he decide that makes him he's political then, isn't he?
You ever seen Red Sun? Superman Red Sun?
No, but I know what it's about. I've never read it. I'd love to.
We haven't.
Yeah. I might watch it.
There's an animated
Yeah,
version.
yeah, there is, yeah.
Oh, fuck. I might watch that one.
The Superman lands in communist Russia.
Yeah, I know the story.
Then you get
What-
communist Batman.
Yeah.
He's even got the little furry hat. It's fantastic.
Did you like that one, mate?
Yeah, man. It was
Oh,
right, yeah.
mate, my next movie pick, we're going to do The Dark Knight. The animated 3-hour fucking feast It's going to blow your heads off.
Sounds good to me.
I can't wait.
I know the story, so it'll be good to me.
Yeah, it's so good.
The whole DC animated universe is fantastic. Oh, the last one they finished off the new 26 universe with. Oh, everyone fucking died horribly. It was fantastic.
As they should. I'm only joking. Right,
Prefer
you got
DC to Marvel every day.
Yeah, I agree with that, Mike.
I can't say that, but
The Marvel films have been better,
I did love the.
but the DC animated universe is much better for me than Marvel films.
The reason I can't say it is because when it comes to actually comics, what I read, I loved Batman. But that's basically the only DC I ever really read. I read or got all the major Batman storylines. Not all of them, I shouldn't say that. But a lot of the big ones. But Marvel, I was fucking into all of it. All of it.
There's only really Superman and Batman for me, so they're both DC.
But there's some people who I know like hardcore, because I'm not. I think I'm hardcore in a way, I suppose, because I know the basics. But the people who've actually read every issue and all that, like a lot of people really do prefer, because DC apparently in the early days, 70s and 80s when they were booming, DC was more adult and serious and like darker, but a bit more like just not as fun. Like Marvel was like all the stories were interconnected and it was brighter and
It's
fluffier and
Yeah.
happier, but it still went dark. But it's more entertaining. Either way, look, all comics are great.
I don't deny it.
Do we have any facts, Mike?
Yep. Has anyone ever heard of the illusion of explanatory depth?
No.
I think it's quite relevant today.
Okay, go
It's a
on.
form of cognitive bias whereby we think we understand the topic more than we do. We're all like that, aren't we? Oh, yeah.
Well,
I know anything about that. And
got that with everything.
yeah.
Everything you ever think of.
And because of this, we all know a little less about the world than we think we do.
Well, part of being intelligent is being able to.
It was that one philosopher that said, the only thing I know is that I know nothing. And I'm not even sure about that.
Well, I was going to say part of being intelligent and like a bit more mature, I suppose, is being like when you're debating or talking or conversing or whatever, is like rather than being dogged about trying to win or whatever, just being, oh, no, I didn't know that.
That's it.
Don't really know.
I would argue that we're actually less informed nowadays because what you're watching, what you're seeing on Twitter and Facebook is mainly opinion.
I think it
There's
just
very
And
few,
you're in
there's
your
very
own
few
bubble as well,
facts
aren't
out there.
You're in your own bubble.
And you have a bubble, that's the problem, is the algorithm
that's
is
the
your
other
bubble.
problem, isn't it? That's why the world is so, like, well, America particularly,
Polarised,
but
yeah.
so polarised because you live in that social media bubble and everything. You believe that is truly, and there's media and everything that is only targeted at you, and you think, right, this is the only correct way to live there. Mentally, you don't realise on the other side, it's exactly the same for them.
Well, I keep my Facebook quite left. My Instagram is quite right. Because at the end of the day, you should have balance.
Yeah. Well, on Twitter, I'm an animal.
So usually what I see on Insta matches up with what I'm seeing on Facebook. Except it's from two different sides.
There is a website where you can go and you can look at other people's the feed for.
Yeah. So you can straw man it.
Well, there's an app called Ground Zero Media.
See
You
the
can
other
get-
side's
see the other
argument,
side.
basically, yeah.
But if you get the app for Ground Zero Media, it gives you all the news, but then it tells you more. So, like, say, one news article might be being more reported by the right. So, give you a percentage bar, like 56% of right-wing media is covering this, like 12% of central media, and something percent of left-wing media. So it shows you what's being reported by both sides.
So I can
Which
choose
is
to
quite
ignore.
it's quite an interesting
So I
app.
can choose to ignore absolutely everything from the left.
Well, you can look at it and see how it's being reported
I've
compared
looked
to
at it enough.
compared to how it's being reported by the right, which is an interesting comparison.
It's over.
You view articles on both sides. That's what I'm saying. It's a good app.
The entire world is right now, as far as I've been told. Isn't that what it means when they win?
You mean the
It depends
Americans?
if you get 100% of the vote.
Oh.
No.
I just thought if they win, it means that the rest of you have to shut the fuck up.
Well, we're in a new era of US presidency, so let's see what happens.
I'm proud to be an American.
But you're not. You're Welsh.
Yeah, no, but at least I know I'm
But you're not.
sheep shagging.
Oh yeah, you are doing that.
Hey! I think it's time for a fact.
Another fact.
That was a fact.
The Ford Motor Company tests their car seats with a robotic bottom that releases sweat.
Who, sorry? Toyota?
Ford.
There's a lot of fat, sweaty asses driving them Fords, isn't
What
there?
does your dad do for a living? He has
He
to measure the sweat from human asses so he can mechanically create it to a standard that is useful enough in a test. So that man, you can't just... You must have studied the sweat from human asses to know how much sweat
You
to
got
put
to.
from the robot
Yeah.
ass. That was someone's job. And they probably got
At the
paid
same
more
time-
than you and I.
Alright, I'm going to guess. The Ford F-150 pickup, yeah, which I would own if I was an American, they sell something ridiculous like 1,500 of those an hour. Right? It's
Not to me.
ridiculous. It's a lot of cars. But they're an affordable, rugged car. Van.
Affordable to-
And it's a
got to
pickup
be-
truck, you know? Now, Ford is fix or repair daily. But, so then most people who are going to drive that truck are probably going to be people in the south. And they're always going to wear denim on their bottom half,
What else do you wear?
of course. So you've got to measure the amount of sweat that permeates the denim that gets onto the seat.
And then build a robot.
And then build a robot
That
that
replicates
replicates that.
Yeah, someone had to do that.
Cure cancer, for fuck's sake!
No, my point is...
Just fucking cure cancer. Stop making robots that give out ass sweat and cure cancer.
What happens when the ass sweat robot becomes sentient? Then?
That's it. Well, he's not
What's
going to be
his
happy.
special power? He fucking sits on your face and drowns you. I don't want to go out like that.
We're drowned in ass sweat.
Oh God! By the Ford robot.
Oh, man.
Next. Have we got any more?
Yeah, excessive breakdancing can lead to a medical condition called conehead.
Yeah, I've heard about this. It changes the shape of your skull. It does. Well, who'd have thought that spinning round on top of your head over and over again with the entire weight of your body on your tip of your skull could change? Oh God, conehead. Hello, I am a breakdancer. You've seen Coneheads,
I have
haven't
seen
you?
Coneheads.
They talk like that, don't
Yes.
they? Okay.
I was thinking more of the episode we did
Still
on
never seen it. I
Coneheads.
need to see that film.
Oh. It's not that great.
No, it's not fantastic, but it's
alright.
enjoyable enough.
It's always time. It's about aliens.
Yeah, got a Dan Aykroyd in it.
Dan Aykroyd. Can't go wrong.
Problem was with Dan Aykroyd is when he wrote stuff, he really needed Howard Ramis to just go over it again.
Yeah. Have you ever seen that film that he did write?
Which one?
Nothing But Trouble.
Nothing but
I
trouble.
don't think I have.
I
He's a
haven't
judge
seen
with
it.
a penis for a nose
Yeah.
in this backwater town. The town's sinking into fucking old coal mines because there's a coal fire underneath.
Right.
Right, and Chevy Chase is in it, he drives through it, and then John Candy's the police officer. It's a great cast. Picks him up.
They're all friends, them, like.
Yeah, Debbie Moore's in it as well, and even Tupac is in it, doing a rap in front of the
There's
fucking...
two what in it?
Tupac's in it.
Oh, two packs in it.
Yeah, it's fucking
Yes.
mental.
And he's got an actual penis for a nose.
Yep.
Oh,
Well,
damn.
it looks like a penis.
It's a bit of a cult classic, isn't it? I think it's considered nowadays, but
Well, put it on the list.
Yeah, there's two giant babies as well.
What?
They're working in the scrapyard.
Sounds like an acid drink.
It is fucking mental, mate. You gotta see it.
Chevy Chase was still alive at this point. Of course, they were doing drugs together.
There you go.
Right then, Mike. Last one.
Okay. Monkey fact.
Monkey fact. Hey!
In 1926, a monkey jazz band escaped from Notting Hill.
I'm sorry. Let's just go through this again.
A monkey jazz band.
In 1926,
Yeah.
a monkey jazz band
Yeah.
escaped
So there's a drummer.
in Notting Hill, which is quite a posh area.
Yeah.
How
Yeah.
many members of the band does it
We don't know
say?
how many members of the band, but one chimp managed to get as far as Rugby.
That's quite far.
That's South
Completely
Midlands,
different
isn't
part
it?
of the town.
South Midlands, isn't it? Rugby,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, how did he get there?
He took the train.
Did he have his trombone with him?
Unclear.
No, you definitely had a trumpet.
No, that could be an entire... You can't just give that as like a fact. Like, I'm sorry, we're going to have to make a note of that and do an entire episode and do our research. How the fuck, why was there a monkey jazz band?
Why were they staying in a very high class end of London?
Why did they leg it? What did they do that made them leg it?
Do you think they'd ripped the promoter off?
It was, they literally just snatched the money. It was a heist. Oh, what? We've just written an amazing film.
Monkey heist.
Who made the monkey jazz band?
I want to hear the monkey jazz band now.
I don't. Yeah, jazz is bollocks, isn't it? You can do anything and say it's jazz.
It's true. Jazz is fucking awful. It's my second most least favourite.
Imagine taking Ben to a jazz club. You say every fucking single part of it.
I have been to a jazz club once.
No!
In Liverpool, yeah.
No!
Yeah, with some people that wanted to go. I was dragged along.
Oh, I'd have just refused. Skibidi-doo, skibidi-bap, skibidi-bap. Oh, I couldn't do it.
And the people sitting there listening to it thinking I'm so fucking cool because I'm listening to jazz.
I'm clicking my fingers.
Oh, I'm so fucking cool. Look at me. Hey, jazz. I've seen, I think, almost every single episode of the original A-Team. A catchphrase of Mr. T's that people forget because Peter the Fool took over so much is he used to say whenever Hannibal was acting like going to do something a bit mad, he'd go, "He on the jazz, man. He's on the jazz."
I remember.
Because, you know, Hannibal's thinking, like, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. He's on the jazz, man. Yeah. Hannibal, what a guy. I love that old, they named that ancient Roman or whatever it was, they named him after Hannibal from the A-Team.
Carthaginian.
Yeah, that's impressive, man.
You mean the one who drove the elephants across the Alps and...
Is that who the one from the A-Team is named after?
Probably, yeah.
They named him after Hannibal Smith, though, didn't they? Retroactively, because he was so good.
Well, I mean, Hannibal was an established Carthaginian general, and Hannibal was presumably named after him as a homage.
That's what I'm saying.
In the hope that he would develop...
I'm saying it's the other way round.
No.
In the 80s, they thought this ancient fucker no one cares about because history. You know, the A-Team's on town.
Gaz, he took elephants through the Alps.
Did he?
Yeah, in an audacious...
Was he good at plans and
Oh,
stuff?
yeah.
I knew it! That's why they named him Hannibal.
Yeah,
I knew it.
yeah.
I knew it.
Hannibal, really quick history lesson.
Go on then.
Hannibal, the Carthaginian general, you know, he'd walked through the fucking Alps with his army. He collected other tribes. It's BC, mate.
Yeah. Oh, fuck.
Right?
Okay.
Turned up at the Battle of Cannae, outnumbered 80,000 Romans on the other side.
Right.
Right?
What did he do?
He's got like 50,000 guys.
Did he go in a shed
He
and weld something?
No.
Oh.
But he sent his cavalry behind to attack the enemy baggage train, which is kind of like looting and making shit. And then he put his light infantry in the middle, his heavy infantry on the flanks. His light infantry retreated until they came to a point where they held. His heavy infantry went snap and closed the jaws. And then his cavalry came back. Right into the back, right into behind the enemy formation.
Nice.
80,000 Romans dead in a day.
Jesus.
In a day, it is the bloodiest history battle of that bloodiest battle of that historical era. It is mental. And then Rome came back out a year later with another 80,000.
Ben, I
They
love
lose again.
it when a plan comes together. That's literally what happened.
A plan came
now
together.
I understand why Hannibal Smith.
There you go, one of the
John
greatest
Hannibal
military
Smith.
commanders.
I guessed it was. I knew it was. I thought it was Roman, but it's way older than that, isn't it? All right, okay. I learned something.
It is Roman. No, it's Roman. He's fighting the Romans.
Oh, okay.
You know, when the Romans conquered Carthage, which was the empire that had North Africa and Spain, that was
the Carpathian.
No. Carpathia's in Eastern Europe.
Right. Okay. Same time period.
No, later.
Okay.
Yeah, when they conquered Carthage, they salted the soil with... They literally went to the hassle of salting the soil.
Who, Hannibal did this?
No, the Romans did this when they conquered Hannibal's own country. To make sure nothing ever fucking grew there again. They could never challenge Rome because they can't even grow crops.
This is what made him go and fuck them up.
No, he did that after. It's like,
Sh-
you invaded
well, that's
Italy,
a
mate.
end into the series. The big hero gets. Well, I prefer John Hannibal Smith. I've got to be honest. I love history, it's nice. But the 80s, John Hannibal Smith. I mean, one time, he dressed up as a big, like, monster.
Alligator.
Yeah.
I saw it.
And came out the lake.
And he had a little face patch and he smoked a cigar through it and everything. It was fantastic.
One time, they got locked in a barn and they used the machinery that was in the barn right, to fire cauliflowers. as
Fantastic.
weapons. And the cauliflowers took out the bad guys,
Hey.
yeah.
Was that a bunch of bad guys armed with
Did
AK-47s?
it leave him with cauliflower ears?
No, I don't think that this one, they didn't have AK-47s. Because some of the A-Team episodes are a bit more silly than others. Some are quite serious. Series 5, I watched that recently.
Or did it leave him with vegetables?
No, Series 5 tries to go all serious and like, at the start they're on trial and they're literally on the thing to get shot and Hannibal's done a thing and somehow the guy...
You mean are they blindfolded?
They literally
The
go
firing
on
squad?
trial and the fucking judge is like, they're going to get shot for treason or whatever, you know.
I'm sure Mr. T would
And
have
they're
used
in
a
there,
blindfold.
Mr.
Come
T
on.
kicks off in the courtroom in his military uniform. Mate, you look up A-Team Series 5, they tried to change it, they went in a different series direction.
But did Mr. T refuse
Was
the
it the
blindfold?
last season then, was it?
Yes, it was the last season, yes, and they escape the execution and then the government, a secret government agency, employs them to work for them to help people.
Is the last season of the A-Team where someone actually gets shot and dies? It's not one of the A-Team, but some
One of
guy
their
who's
friends.
with them.
Yeah. There's a bit more. It goes a bit more adult, but I'm just saying you should see him in the courtroom, and it's Hannibal finally. He's like, I got no plan. I'm done. He's upset, and God, I love the 18.
George Rapard showing off his acting chops.
I want to start an
no doubt.
18 podcast.
All right,
Honestly,
well,
I
fuck
wanna
it,
watch
why not?
Every single episode of the 18 and review it, even though every episode is exactly the same.
It'll be a very limited podcast then, won't it?
Well, there's about how many episodes? There's about 5 seasons. There's a lot of episodes, bro. It'll be a long podcast.
Well, they'll still end.
One a week. Well, I'll do it with Chester.
He's not the most talkative, though.
Well, he doesn't have to. I'll just look
Rumble.
at this bit.
In fact, he might be better. To be fair, he's going to sit down and listen to you. Although Mike will still be here, obviously.
Bless him. We're just staring at a cat now. This is bad podcast.
But you two are.
Well, because we love cats and we've got toxoplasma.
You've got a parasite in your brain that makes you love cats. Yeah. Yeah, you're not under their control at home. Nope.
What
Not
a
at all.
sweet place to be.
You're enslaved, man.
Yep.
Well, on that note, I'm going to end the show and I'm going to say, do as thou wilt. Not be enslaved to cats.
If they'd had a cat on that island, things would have been different.
I want to be slave to cats.
Yeah.
Oh.
We like it.
It's crazy cat men.
Yeah.
Except being a man, you only have one.
Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it?
Yeah. Men only have
We're
one cat.
sensible. We know the price of cat food.
Do as I will, don't be enslaved to cats. Thanks for listening.
Oh, we might thanks for listening. Peace out. May the force be with you.
I've been Gaz, free Biff Tyrant. Goodbye.